Hi everyone, it's Marcie Besecker here from Stampin' Up. I'm an independent demonstrator and it is Sunday at noon, our regular time for fun crafting and chatting. So you guys might notice that my setup is a little bit different because I got a new monitor and it's a much larger monitor for the blind person that I am. So I'm loving it. So hopefully I'm on, my sound is on, so my connections are a little different. Everything's a little bit different, and so you're gonna see a little more of my mess over on this side, but that's okay because you know how it goes, right? So I'm still tweaking some little things. Hi Jennifer, so my messages are now down because I used to have a stand with my monitor that had a little shelf and my messages were, you know, up higher. So I'm still working on those kinds of things. I'm afraid if I move it around too much, which I just had an idea, because I'm using my markers, we might as well jump right into this. So this usually goes right here in that hole right there. And so this is my Stampin' storage, Stampin' blends. So what I'm going to do, because we're using these today, is I'm going to move this over here and put this up here. Oh, that's nice. I might do that every video because now I can see it nice and it's right there. Hi, Jennifer. Oh, thank you, Jennifer. So I've had a few people ask me about the magnetic, the magnets and the sleeves and all that, and I'm going to show you those and just talk really quickly about them. I know I do it a lot, but I just wanted to do a review because they are on sale right now. So there's a link below. It'll take you straight to the site. When you go to the product and you put it in your cart, that's when you're going to see it on sale, is when you get to your cart. So hi Steph, hi Debbie, thanks Jennifer. So there's that. We have a drawing later today. And so that's going to be exciting. Yay! Paper share. So the second is the very last day, and oh, here it is. The very last day to sign up for my paper share. We have a lot of people. It's going to be a great paper share. It's all the new product in the catalog. And yes, I did have it all written down, oh, here we are. So you're going to get the gingerbread and peppermint, the painted Christmas, whimsy wonder, sweet stockings, peaceful place, cute Halloween, harvest meadow, heartwarming hugs, and blackberry beauty. So what I want to say about the blackberry beauty is it wasn't available for pre-order. So I don't know if it just wasn't here yet. If it's here now, I don't know what's going on with that. So if it is not available, I will substitute something amazing that maybe most of you don't have. My son's homecoming, Debbie, was amazing. Hi, Linda. Hi, Sally, Carol, Nola, Olivia. Hello, hello. So last time we went to dinner, one of his favorite places, one of our favorite places. Yes, we waited for 3 hours to be seated, but we went next door and sat down and they had a beer and we chatted for a long time. And so they both were like, I can't believe we're waiting this long. And I said, if we were at home, we'd have the TV on and we wouldn't be visiting as much as we normally would. And so, okay, so what's freaking me out right now is I know on my last videos, when I look at the screen, I don't see myself looking at myself, but it's looking directly to you guys when I watch it back. So that's why I do that. But now with the change, I don't know, like right now, am I looking directly at you or am I not? Because I don't know until I look back at my video, because it never looked like I was looking into the camera, because I wasn't, but you guys could still see me. But when I looked into the camera, it looked like I was looking off into space. So let me know right now, am I looking directly at you or not? A or B? B, am I looking directly at you or A? Okay, let me know. Thanks. Okay, so hello, hello, Feline, Arlene, Kathy, Seal. I said Carol, I think. Susan, I'm looking at you. Yay, I'm so glad. because it's easier to make sure I'm in frame and all that good stuff. Okay. Anyway, thanks for bearing with me on my change. Okay, so the blackberry paper, anyway, I'll let you know, but you will get something amazing if that's not included, and you will get a lot of it, so don't worry. All right, so yes, we went to dinner. We had some drinks. I had iced tea. They had beer. And we sat and visited for a long time, and then we finally got to go eat dinner, and it was at Takoyaki, and it was amazing. And after this video, I will have leftovers, and then my son gets to go look at his house for the first time. He has not looked at his house, and because obviously he bought it online. But anyway, through me walking with the camera and all that good stuff. So that is going to be fun. All right, next thing before we get started, bingo is coming up August the 14th. Please don't forget to sign up. If you are unable to pay right now, don't worry about it. Sign up. That kind of gives me an idea how many kits I can start preparing. And then just pay on the 14th at the very latest before bingo day, please. Great. Thank you, Norma. I appreciate that. Thanks, Nola. All right, everybody. So, so much. Oh, bingo. So August 14th at 3 o'clock, and I have set the September bingo. A lot of people can't do it on the weekends, so I'm going to kind of switch it a little bit. My hubby is going to be out of town, so I chose September 21st at 5 o'clock, and that's going to be the next bingo. So remember, I'm in California, so I'm Pacific time. Thank you, Tracy. So glad to have you here. Hi, Glenda. Welcome. Okay, so that's my next bingo. So August 14th, we are going to have so much fun. And then, thanks, Jennifer. And then September 21st. I don't have a flyer. It's not even posted yet. So by the end of today, I'll have that posted. Okay. Let's see. So we're going to do the raffle a little bit later. My anniversary. Your anniversary with your hubby stuff or with Stampin' Up? Okay, so now I'm going to switch over really quick so you can see the card we're going to create. So how cute. Oh, here's the bingo. I just wrote it down for myself, but I thought you guys could see it. How cute is this? So I'm going to show you some little tips and tricks that I did. I love snowmen. Those are my favorite Christmas things are snowmen. You'll see my house, it's snowmen. However, when I saw this, I was kind of bummed that there wasn't a die. Hi, Lisa. And so I was like, but I have to have them. They're snowmen. They look really easy to color. It'll be fine. So I'm going to show you some things that I did. And I was really happy with the card. And it's really nice because, you know, there's not a lot of layering. There's not a lot of stuff, but there's some bling going on. And it just really kind of made the card pop. So I think it'll be a lot of fun. Aren't they the best, Arlene? I love them. But before we get started, I'm going to answer questions here regarding the magnetic cards. So I use the 6x7 is what I use. And you have the pockets. You get 12 in a package. I should have written down the prices, and I'm sorry I did not. You can go to the link below in the description, and or on my Facebook page. I mean, on my blog. Let me just put that up really quick. So on my blog, you can go to my down on the right hand side. There's a Stampin' Storage logo there. Click on that. It'll take you right into my store. Okay, and then here are the magnets, and you get 10 magnets and 12 folders. I'm not quite sure why they don't do like 12 and 12. I don't know, but these are heavy. But this is how they work. These are a really nice thick plastic, and then these are super nice, and they started putting a panel on the back, And they do not pick up magnets on the back, I don't believe. Let me double check, because I lost a magnet. No, see? So you're not going to pick up your stuff on the back. Oh, Linda, you're very sweet. Thank you. So don't worry about that. So when you have your, your pouches out, and yes, you can lay it on top. What I do in a class, I leave my magnets in here of what I'm going to use. I mean, not use like the whole set. And like this, for example, and then I'll lay that on top because it doesn't stick really hard, but it does enough to not, get sidetracked everywhere. So I kind of like to do that. Another tip is don't put your smaller, like, well, this one doesn't, I like these things. I make sure that they're not like up here. Other people, what they do is they turn this around like this. And I have not changed my stuff to do that yet, but I might. So now it's completely covered and they put their label up there. And I think that is a brilliant idea. So I'm going to move this now. If you guys go to my blog and subscribe, I'd really appreciate that too. So anyway, just a helpful tip. Turn this around, put your label up here. I will eventually be doing that. I have not yet, but I think it's a brilliant idea. And so, just a helpful tip there. But I highly recommend them. I have tried everything like I've mentioned before. Ended up not being happy with any of the items that I did before. But this is truly my favorite way. Oh, awesome, Jennifer. Yes, so I think the 2nd is the last day. Let me just double check. It's going to be in my blog post, but I believe it's the 2nd is the last day. Okay, other than we will be doing a drawing a little bit, I think that is my announcements. Looking. Yes, that would be it. Okay, so let's get started. What I did is I took the card base is going to be your thick white or basic white, and then I have my insert. Now you don't have to put an insert. You could put this inside. You could also put a little, the balmy blue or whatever colors you're choosing around the back just to make it a little extra. But I think white is fine, but I'm liking the idea of putting a white panel on the inside. And I don't always do that, but I'm going to this time. All right, and I don't even think oh yeah, I did. And then I just added a little bit of snowflake. I think just because it's so much white, I think it's going to really kind of add a little bit there to it. So, all right, so thank you, Feline. Debbie, I will read your message and get back to you. I'll email you. Okay, so the Stitch So Sweetly, of course, my favorite dies. I purchased this little basket, and I have a lot more of these. I know you guys have seen this before, and I'm just kind of showing you to give you some ideas of how I do things, because I like to give some tips and tricks. So these little cases here I have in my drawer next to me. And so this is Stitch So Sweetly, the labels. I put the rectangles, and I even did the scallop contours because I use a lot of them. So, you know what? I'm going to pull this out just a little bit because I feel like, yeah, we're going to be doing coloring, but okay. So there's that. And then, like this, you just put all your little labels in there so you have them. Well, I took a few of what I use a lot of. And these two are really my favorite label sets. I even have some in colors. Oops. And I just kind of put them in here. There's some littler ones down in the front here. And so I just kind of, just put a bunch there. And thank you to Stephanie for die cutting these for me. She's my die cutting fairy. So I appreciate it very, very much. So that's just a helpful tip when you need a sentiment and you're just looking for something and it's already there. It saves so much time. And I wanted to focus a little bit more on some important stuff to show you, like this stamping and coloring. So I'm going to go ahead and set this aside. And let's get our snowman. And I liked the snowflake hugs because there's snowflakes all over. So let's do this. So last night I had intended on coming back in here and kind of getting things organized for today, like putting this onto the blocks and that kind of stuff. But what did I do instead? We played games. So that was a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun playing games. And you don't have to put this on, like this block. You can see that the stamped image is still on the block on all the corners. So I'm fine with it. I'll just make sure I press over there so I don't worry about that. And we have our snowflakes and our sentiment. I think this one still has pink all over it. Here we go. We just had class yesterday, so we had a lot of fun. I'm excited for my husband to see it, or my son to see his new house. All right. So I just kind of stamp it right in the middle, just like it's a scene. You guys know how I like scenes. Thank you guys for sharing. I really appreciate it. What kind of games? Okay, so my favorite game right now is Rummy Cube. We have been playing cribbage, but just my husband and I have been playing that, and I didn't want to really have to get into teaching that last night. So we played Rummy Cube, and then there's a new game. I don't know if you guys saw it on Facebook, but it is a bunch of little square, they look like wooden blocks, and they have like images on them, and then you flip the card. I don't even know what it's called. And you flip the card and you try to match your blocks to the image. And it's been all over Facebook, and probably because I've been ordering games is why it's showing up on my Facebook. But that's what we played. But I'm killing my husband in that game. And so I played my son, and he won one, and I won, I don't remember how many we played. A few. Mine too, Jennifer. I am so hooked on that game. My daughter is brilliant at that game. Oh, here's another tip. I bought some of these little cases on Amazon. These were $22 for 10 of them. And these are 5 by 5 1/4. So you're not going to fit your cards in them. But it has a lot, you can put everything for your card that you're going to be using in here. So these are helpful, but I just bought the larger ones, and they're 5 1/2 by 8 1/4. So this is 5 1/2, and they're going to be longer. Still the same. And I'm going to order those so I can put cards in and do different things. So just a helpful tip. Okay, so you're going to notice on the bottom here, which is one of the tips I can't wait to show you, is I had somebody say, what did you do? What is that on the bottom? If you look closely, does anybody know what that is on the bottom, that little blue strip? Corkle? Oh, let me write that down. Hold on. We love games that are like, strategy. We want to think. So that's a lot of fun. Thank you, Glenda. I appreciate that. All right, so what we're going to do first, before I even do any coloring, is I'm going to do my snowflakes. Now, I'm going to change something. You see how I put a lot of snowflakes on that right there? What I'm going to do is I am going to put this right here, which is where I'm going to put it. I want it to miss the little bird. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp where I would normally stamp, okay? And I'm going to change this. It doesn't have to be exact. I just don't want so many snowflakes. Does that make sense? Because that just is a lot of snowflakes on that little sign there. And I'm like, I don't need that many. Okay, and so I'm going to go a little bit off the top right there, and I'm good with that. So now when I put my sentiment there, it just kind of goes, you know, right in there. Feline, I wanted to use that glitter paper so bad because I have a ton of that blue paper. And I am not telling you not to use it because you will be seeing it in a card. And I already have an idea for it because I know we probably all still have some of that gorgeous paper. And so I'm going to tell you to use it. And, but no, that is not it. And Jennifer, you are correct. It is the sale-a-bration. And I'm going to show you what I did and how I did that. Thanks, Roxanne. Glad to have you back. Okay, so now what we're going to do is I'm just going to go ahead. I decided to just make this pop a little more and not be black. So I pulled out the Misty Moonlight. So let's just go ahead and get that out of the way and stamp our image, our sentiment. Okay, hopefully my head's not in the way. All right, now if my screen goes blue, you guys have to let me know because I do not know why. I do not know why it turned blue. I used the same as everything else that I always use, so that was kind of a little crazy. All right, so I'm just going to kind of do the same colors. I just picked and chose the darks and the lights. I didn't do a whole lot of shading, but I did a little. I'm going to start at the bottom and work my way down as much as I can because I don't want to rub my hand on it, and I'm trying not to rub my little hand on the snowflake. Oh, you know what? I didn't use this color. I'm realizing. I believe I used... See, now I can't even remember what colors I used already. Yeah. So I think I used this one, which is Pool Party. And I just kind of did a little bit of shading just so it has a little difference. Now those top wings, I used the wrong color, but that's okay. It looks like he's got darker tips on his wings, and I'm okay with that. That just adds some fun color. Hello, Kelly. Kelly, we went to that restaurant last night. 3-hour wait. You know what? I told Scott, why don't you come in and say hi to everybody? And he says, oh, Mom, I don't have time to be a movie star right now. I have so much on my plate. You know how goofy he is. Little jokester that he is. So I did kind of just from the left is kind of where I was doing the shadowing. So I just did the darker colors. And then I did a darker color like on a stripe, just to kind of change it up a little bit. That little stripe there. You know what? I'm going to move the camera in a little bit. No, they would not take reservations. 15 people or more. All right, let's see. Here we go. There we go. All right, so I'm going to do my little bit of dark right there. And then I don't jump to the next purple, so I'm not going to do the darker down here because I just like to make sure this is still, to me, I think it just blends a little easier when it's a little bit newer ink. So if I were to go down and then come back up, I just don't know if it would blend as nicely. So I just don't. I do a little bit at a time. And now we're going to do his little scarf. And I'm just doing the edge and maybe a line. There's really no rhyme or reason other than you kind of want your shadowing to be on the same side and make it seem like it's darker over here so the sun is shining this way. All right, so we're going to leave the purples because we're going to do that again. And now I believe I used Bermuda Bay. So I'm going to start with the dark. And now I'm moving over to the left here to get my coloring done here. And I'm going to do the dark, I'm going to do the lines. And just a little shadowing right there. And the same here. And you know, I don't think this is Bermuda Bay, actually. I always like to do my coloring on the side. You know what it is? It is Bermuda Bay. I did the dark Bermuda Bay, and I did the light Pool Party, is what I did. So I'm just going to come in and do the little lines. So there's some little stripes, and then there's just some lines, and I'm always going to go to the left because that's where the shadowing is. Okay, and then I took the light Pool Party and I just kind of filled it in. And remember, when you're filling it in, you want to color over the dark lines because that's going to blend them out just a little bit. And then sometimes you're looking like, is that a stripe? Is that his scarf, or what is that? And there's one character part on here that I was like, what the heck? And I'll show you, because you're going to be like, I don't know what that is, or if I'm looking at that right. So when I get there, I will show you. All right, again, I'm going to do the same thing with his little bow. They've got bows around their snowballs. Hello, Laura. Thank you. All right, so we're gonna go, and again, just kind of keep blending it a little bit. And you don't want to do a whole lot of blending and get it to kind of rub around. So you can stop and go somewhere else and then come back and let that dry a little bit. All right, so we're done with those. All right, so now I'm going to go to Real Red, and we're going to do his little hat. So I start with the dark, and now he's got little polka dots on the hat, so I don't want to go inside those little circles because we're going to do something else with that. So just go around the circles. Okay, so there, and then I'm going to do the line right here just because that's where his crease is on his hat. All right, now we're going to take the lighter and just blend that. So I'm leaving the little ball at the top too to be the same as the polka dots. So we're just going to, and I just like to fan it out, like, so just kind of go like this and grab it and go. All right, so there's that. I'm going to let that dry, and then we'll do the other color in a bit. Let's just move on to our red here. So what I did is I just made this little hat kind of like a red and a yellow. So you're going to make stripes, and then I try to offset the stripes. Okay, so just kind of do your little red lines, and then the same with his little scarf. If you do the top red on this one, do the second on this one so they don't look like they're lined up perfectly. And then I'm just kind of coming around the corners here because it is the sun's coming this way or this way. So it's going to be more shadowy on the left. All right, now we're going to go in with the light and just kind of blend it. And these are so little that you really don't want to do a whole lot of coloring. You'll see that the light and the dark are on the opposite sides. And it just adds a little depth to your coloring. You don't have to, if you're not comfortable coloring with, you know, the shading and doing that, then just color, you know, lights and darks. And don't worry about it. All right, so there is our red. I'm going to bring Granny Apple Green in, which I love. I'm going to go with the light, and we're going to finish this guy's little hat here. So we're going to do a little light on the top, and we're going to do the little polka dots, and there's no room for shading here. we're going to do that. Now, this snowman is the one I'm talking about here. So you see his little, the top snowball right there? That kind of looks, at first I thought it was a big, like a big scarf or like a, you know, like a big little, like fluffy jacket kind of thing. Like this guy has a scarf around here, but because his head looks so far down inside the snowman, you know, body, but that's what that is. But these holes next to his ears, those are earmuffs. So I'm going to also take this and color them green to kind of go with this hat. So those are earmuffs. And so if you ever have a question and be like, what the heck? Number one, ask another stamper. But number two, look in the catalog because they probably have done some kind of coloring so that you can look and see what that is. Okay. All right, so we're going to go on to this guy here. So I'm going to use those again. The real red, I think I'm done with. We'll put that back. All right. You know what? His little, I'm going to do his little, this is dark. His snowball here. We're doing his little ribbon around his snowball. And it's going to be green. So this is just such an easy, cute card. We're making a little scene. There's no die cutting. There's no fussy cutting. Well, other than the sentiment. You're going to do that. And now we're going to bring out Daffodil Delight. Hi, Betty. Okay, we're going to take the dark first, and we're going to do the same thing. I like to do the little puffs on the top of the hats in the lighter color. All right, and we're just going to go down to his little scarf. Same thing, do just a little dark spot there. And you're just doing the tiniest bit. So if you look, you're just kind of putting a little tiny bit of, oh, my focus is kind of weird. Oh, let me check my focus on this. Oh, it's done. Okay, so you just want to do a little bit. Now we're going to come in with the light because you want most of it to be light. You don't want really dark pieces. And once you're right here, like that little piece I forgot, I just did it in the dark, in the light, but just do it a couple times because that's tucked back in. And so you want to make sure that that looks like it's shaded back there because it's behind him kind of. All right, so there's that. Hi Dee, welcome. Thanks, Laura. So we're going to take the dark and now we're going to do this little guys. And now one of the things I noticed too about when you're coloring, like we're going to make their scarves and things different, but see how these kind of coordinate together. And then I did a little bit of purple I'm going to do on his snowball and on that hat like I did over here. You don't want to use a bunch of different colors. You kind of want it to all blend and coordinate nicely. So just be careful on using too many colors. I used to think everything had to be different. You know, like I didn't want to do everything the same colors. And then I realized that, wow, it looks really busy like that. Hi, Janet. Welcome. So on this guy, he's got a lot of little marks on his sweater and stuff, or on his hat and scarf. So I'm going to take the dark and I'm going to click on all those little hash marks, but I'm also going to shade a little bit to the left, a little bit in the center because it's kind of the crease of his little hat. And so just kind of think about where the darker shades would be. And so I'm just doing my dots first, and then I'm going to come down a little right here and probably a little on this side because it's on the other side of his head. And then I do a little shading right here because the snowball's kind of blocking that right there. And I think that's good. And then I'm going to go in with the lighter. I'm going to do the little puff at the top. And you could put a little shadow on that if you wanted to, but and I'm just going to lightly go over it because I kind of want the darker. See how the little darker spots kind of show on this one? It just gives it a little more color. My dog can hear them out there, and he's like, why am I not out there? Because he'll come to my door and just sit here. No, Charlie. And he'll just kind of scratch at the door and whine and want in. But he hears them out there. He's probably thinking, ooh, they have food. All right, so there is our little snowman. Okay, so now I'm just looking to see what I haven't colored, which is their nose and this guy's bow right here. So we're going to go back and do the bow. And I'm realizing I need to change my colors that I wrote on my blog. So it'll be just a little bit after the video before I post it, because I was thinking of another project that I did. And so I'll fix that before I post it. I was just realizing, wait a minute, this isn't right. All right, so we're just going to color this in, and then we'll start the noses. And then I got to show you how we do the gray, because you want to use your smoky slate. Okay, so for the noses, I used, I believe I used pumpkin, and I think I wrote Calypso Coral. And so I'm just going to do some dark marks here. I'm not really doing any shadowing. I'm just kind of doing the little hash marks. And if they're not exact, that's okay. You just want some different colors on there. So there are those. And they're so tiny, you want to be very careful. At the tip, come backwards. So come backwards so that you have a lot of space. Because if you went to the end and went like that, you could go out. You don't want to do that. So just lightly. So there's their noses. All right, yay. Hi, Katie. Hi, Cheryl, welcome. Thank you, Laura. All right, now we're gonna bring in our smoky slate, and I'm just using the light, and then I'm gonna use my color lifter. So what I do in that first, it's going to seem super scary because you're like, oh, I'm messing it up. And you're really not. But see how there's just some gray around. I mean, have you ever seen stark white snow? No. So it looks a little gray. And on their snow, it just gives it some definition of them. And then I did a little bit of shadowing over here. Okay. Which wasn't exactly right. I didn't really do a shadow one way or the other. I just did coloring on the lines. And really, when you look at it, you really can't see a lot of dark and light on this that's to a left or to a right. So I just kind of made the shadow this way. But being that I did all my dark on this side, I think I need to do the shadow over here. So let's do that. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to take our gray and we're going to start slowly. So I'm going to do the snowman and we're going to do the shadowing on the left. So I just kind of flick it. So just kind of flick it and then just kind of go down like that, a little at a time. Take your blending tool and do the same thing right over it. I do a little at a time so that it blends nicely and you don't have to. I'm going to do a little at the top right here and a little down his nose. And so just kind of, see how quickly it just kind of fades? Okay, I'm going to bring you in. If it gets too blurry, let me know. But I know that it's, okay, so hopefully it's not too blurry. All right, so now what we're going to do is we did this guy. I'm going to do the snowman just a little like where his hands are, and then just a little, so any place where you see a little bit of white, and I really do go back and forth this much because I kind of want that gray to blend a lot. And if you see, you can, it just kind of blends. You can just go back and forth and it just looks a little gray. It's not, you don't want this guy to have white right there. I'm just going to go across his forehead and right under his nose there. And at first when you do this, you're going to be like, oh my gosh, I ruined my whole thing. You won't. Just be very careful with your blending. You don't want to go too close to your red. It'll just bleed right into your red, and you don't want that. So just do a little at a time is the best thing I can tell you. All right, so now we're going to start our snowman, and he's going to have a little gray right there, and now a little gray here. And now we're going to just do the snowman and his snowball. I'm going to do a little under his chin. And it seems like a lot that you're doing, and then once you blend it out, you're like, oh, you can't even really see it. But trust me, you know it will really make a difference on your project. All right, and then I just go over those little gray ones that you put a little line. Okay, and we're going to do a little tiny dot right there. Okay, just kind of blend that a little bit, and it lightens, so don't worry about it. Now remember, you also stamped in black, so you could kind of just go like this. See how I'm just kind of going around, and really what you're doing is you're kind of smudging that black just a little bit. You see what I'm doing? It's not a lot, which is why I kind of like to make sure I put my dots on here. And then I just kind of go around the rocks. Just not all the way on the left side, because that's kind of where we're making our shadow. And then just kind of go over it. I don't think I did this one. And then on this one, I'm just going to kind of come like that on the ground. I've only self-taught. I've seen, you know, a lot of videos. So one of the videos I do like to watch for coloring is, hi Sharon, thanks Betty, is Sandy Olnack. I really like her methods of coloring. She's really, really good. All right, so I'm going to do a little bit more on this right here because now he's on this side here, and then towards the bottom there's always going to be a little bit of dirt. Okay, so we're going to go up in here, and we're going to do this guy's little face right here and his snowman, his snow. So see the difference between this one and this one? This one's just kind of blended. So just go back through your gray and where your rocks are, and then just kind of go back and forth like that. And there's such a big difference when you do this versus not. And like I said, again, be very careful with the other colors. And at first, when you look straight at one, you're going to be like, oh, he looks kind of dirty. But it just kind of gives it more depth. Nancy, kind of, it is a color lifter. So, for example, if you, let me find a piece of paper. If you had something, I'm just going to show you really quick. All right, so let's just say, all right, we're just going to stamp a little part of an image here. And let's say that you did a blue and you colored it like this and you went out of the lines like that. All right, then you're going to take your color lifter. Oh, look what I did. I put the wrong color on it. You're going to take your color lifter and you're pushing the ink. So you want to go backwards. So you want to do it like this. And it's going to look wet there for a while. So right now I'm pushing on this side of the color, and so it's going to be kind of going this way, okay? So just kind of keep doing that and wet the paper, and the color is going to go that way. So we'll let this dry, and this is, I mean, I'm not taking a lot of time with this, so I'm going to let it dry and we'll go back to it and look at that. So I'm just going to put that up there. And so yeah, it pushes the ink. So when I'm blending it, it kind of just makes it watery a little bit. Oh, my hands are going all over, sorry. Makes it kind of watery, like, and kind of just blends it together. So kind of like if you take a watercolor and a watercolor, well, this is an alcohol and an alcohol. So when you take the light and dark colors and I put them together and you take the light and go over the dark, it kind of blends it. That's kind of what the color lifter does, but it's clear. So hopefully that makes sense to you. All right, so I want a little more here. I'm just going to go over here. Okay, do a little bit here. I don't know if I did that. It looks kind of light. Okay, I'm going to do this side of the snowman and then kind of down a little bit on the ground and by the rock. So let's go back in. I like to use my fine point, the smaller end, just because you're getting into little crevices. I don't really want to put a lot on there and get into the color. I want to leave my colors where they are, other than my gray and maybe a little bit of the black. And just kind of feather it up. You can see it where it looks like, oh, okay, I need to go up a little bit. And see how it's kind of dark right there, and I could just kind of come at an angle. And it's also wet, so that'll dry a little bit. It won't be as dark looking. Okay. And okay. I'm going to do a little bit on my snowball. His face, I'm going to do under his hat again, and then down that way. Because remember, the sun's coming this way. If I'm missing questions, if you guys want to put my name in caps, it's easier to look up. Hi, Rebecca. Hi, Jeanne. Yeah, I really like these little snowmen. They're so cute. I love snowmen, but when they're clustered like this, oh my goodness. And they're just so cute. And I like the sentiment. The little snowflake hugs are really cute. Ooh, I'm so excited to be able to order more stuff. I know we got to pre-order as demonstrators, but ooh, I need some more stuff. I did my bingo, so I gave a lot of my stuff away, which is fine. We had a really good time. And I've done some classes, and I have so many ideas of stuff I want to do. Okay, so I think my snowmen look good, and the snowballs, everything looks fine. So now what I'm going to do is I want to take my thicker end. Oh, did I use the thick end last time? Maybe. No, I think I'm going to use the thinner end. Take the thinner end, and I'm just going to kind of do this. And just kind of, you know, give them a little ground. All right. So like that. And then I'm going to take the thicker end of the clear And I'm just going to kind of go over it. And now we're just doing the gray, so you don't have to worry so much. So using the larger one is fine. Okay, so just kind of go over it. And see how it kind of gives a little bit of a ground like that they're on? Oh, Janet, thanks. I am no expert, trust me. Sometimes I do stuff and I go, oh gosh, that looks awful. But, you know, it's just practice. Okay, so now I'm going to go along the side of them. Like, remember, the sun's coming this way. And he's kind of looking up in the sun, so I'm not going to really worry about that. And I'm just going to kind of come around his hand, and like that. So we're just going to give him a little more shade. I'm going to turn now because I'm right-handed and I want to be able to just be on this side. And we're just going to blend. I'm doing the large one first just to get a lot of the ink down. Okay, and we did a little bit in here in between them. And now I'm going to go back to the small, and it's a little harder point, and so you can really kind of get in there and make sure that you've got your, okay. So there we go. So look how cute that is. All right, so now what we're going to do, let me bring my silicone in. So now we have our little guy, and we can put him, he's going to go on here, and then he's going to go, this is going to go, I got to make sure my measurements were right. Yeah, I just went down 1/8 of an inch on the paper, so nothing. Oh, let's do our snowflakes here first before we forget. On the inside, I'm going to pull this back out now. Okay, before we're done, don't let me forget to do the drawing, everybody. All right, so we are going to do our snowflakes, and I just am going to add a little bit of snowflakes. Like that, just kind of coming down off the front. Just kind of look cute. All right. All right, so let's put this inside here. So that'll go inside. Now what we're going to do is, oh, so here we go. Look, let's take a look at this really quick. So see how it just kind of pushed the color up, and there's no blue on the outside now? And so that kind of just makes, you know, pushes your color in where you want it, so you don't have your colors on the outline. So I hope that helped kind of understand. I think it was Nancy Lee that asked that. But yeah, I think it just helps clean stuff up, but also blend. Okay, so what I did is I took a piece of, yes, the bedazzling paper, which I cannot tell you how many packages I'm going to have of this because I love it. It's really nice. When I first saw it in a package like this, I said, uh-oh, this is, it looks like it's that kind that's gonna flake, because it has like a honeycomb print to it, but then it has like regular sequin, you know, hexagons or whatever on it. And so I thought those were gonna fall off. And I was like, ooh, I don't know if I'm gonna like this. But when you take it out, it is really, really nice. Really nice. This is, don't look at this. I've got stuff all over. This is glitter. Other stuff I used. I can't even, it's glued on here. Okay. So anyway, what I did is I took, and I'm going to do it. I wasn't going to do it because it's super messy and I'm going somewhere. But hey, you know what? When you have inky fingers, it just looks like you work hard. Hi, Ellie. All right, so I took a baby wipe and I took re-inker. So don't use your blend. I mean, I guess you could. It's kind of smooth, but I didn't want to mess up the tips of my blends. So I just squeezed some re-inker on here and just went like this. And I just got it on there really good. I'm going to try not to get my fingers too inky. And then it's going to have to sit and dry, okay? So just get it as blue as you want it, and you can dab it and it'll be a little bluer because this is paper in between. The honeycomb part is paper, and so it's going to absorb the color. Okay, so there you go. That's kind of how I did it. And then you're going to let it dry. So I'm going to set that aside. And I added even more color on it. That one doesn't have a lot. So see how blue this one is? And that one's dry. So let's see. Let's just add more. Because if I want it blue, I want it blue, right? So we're going to add more. And I really rubbed it in, so let's see. So it'll get blue. It just has to get on that paper. And so just set it aside, let it dry, and then this is what you'll have. So, and then you can see that it kind of starts to go through and it's rubbing on your paper. All right, so that is how you do that. And so I wanted it to be blue, and next I'm going to try is polished pink. I'm super excited about that. When you order from your site, is there a shipping calculator so I know what it will cost before I place it? Hockey, are you talking about my Stampin' Up stuff or maybe my retired items on my list? So let me know and I'll let you know. Color remover marker. Yeah, it's a color lifter. The number is 144608. That being said, I believe now this is sold with the black. No, maybe not. Debbie, this paper is in the sale-a-bration. This is the bedazzling paper, 156629. It's gorgeous. So for every $50 order you put in, you get a free sale-a-bration item, and this is one of them. Stampin' Up, correct. Yeah, when you go in and you add things in your cart, and then when you go to check out, it'll tell you what your shipping is, but it's $6.95 up to $69.50, and then it's 10% after that. So if you have $150 in your cart, it's going to be $15 for shipping. So that's how that works. Oh, thanks, Jennifer. Okay, so here we are. We have it's all dry. So I would make sure it's dry because it does get pretty wet, especially because I put quite a bit on this one. So I wanted to kind of bling it up. And so this one's a little bit thicker than the other one. So I'm going to trim that down. And I'm going to use my guillotine one because I prefer to use this on glimmer paper. I don't always, but I like to do it on here so that it doesn't dull my blades. And so let's just see what that looks like. And it doesn't have to be all the way to the bottom because I really do want to see the glimmer, so I'm fine with that. You're welcome, Hockey, and you can always message me if you have any questions. Okay, so what I'm going to do now that let me move this out of the way and get my glue. I'm so excited for my son to see his house. They're actually, Tuesday it closes, or Monday. Tuesday, I think it closes. So they will be renting back from my son for 6 weeks, which worked out perfectly because my son's house that he sold, they're going to be renting back. Now they negotiated not the first month, but the time after that. And so that really all worked out well because those people are also moving in from out of state. So it's states moving everywhere. All right, so I have this ribbon. Let's see. I have another one. Okay, so this is one of my ribbons. Okay, this is like my 5th roll of this. I'm not kidding. Uh-oh. I think my husband's watching the Olympics. So I'm down to the nitty-gritty on this one and some pieces. So this is what we're going to do. We are going to put this on here, and then we're going to add a bow, but this might be my bow because this one's longer. So I'm going to do this one on my bow. Now, when you do this ribbon, The glitter is on one side. So let me look. It's on this side. So what I do, I'm going to do my regular bow, but I'm going to turn it. So I'm going to turn so my glitter's up. Oh, you know what? I want to do a double bow, so that's not going to work. We'll do this one. All right, glitter up right here. So I'm going to turn it, okay, and turn it. I don't think I've ever showed you guys this. It just depends on your ribbon, and turn it. So now I have all my glitter showing upward, okay? And then Debbie, it might be dry. You might need another one. All right, and then we're going to go in and around. And now here, remember when you're doing my bows, if you've seen my bow video, this is the back side of your bow. So I'm going to turn this so that my glitter is on this side, okay? And then you tighten it tight, and then there's my bow. Okay, so we'll fix that in a minute. Let's set that aside. And now we're going to take this, and I'm going to add adhesive right here on the back. And we are going to just add our ribbon. Remember, you want glitter side up, and it's really pretty easy to tell. This side. Okay, and then we're going to add, I wanted it in just a little bit. And think about your snowflakes, because we're going to add those rhinestones on them. So I like it in just a little bit. I think this one, it needs to come in a little more. Right there. Okay. So that's good. And now we're going to go ahead and adhere this down. So let's do that. We knew what you meant, Debbie. All right. I like to make sure I put a little bit of tape over my ribbon, even though it's like behind here, it's going to stick fine. I just want to make sure, kind of straighten out your ribbon, get it to where you want it. Ooh, I forgot. I need to trim this. All right. There we go. Little. All right. I think my, oh no, that's all right. Okay. And now we're going to stick our bow there. But before I do that, this is what I want to do. You're going to take a glue dot and you're going to put it down underneath your ribbon right here, because once you put your ribbon on here with a glue dot, sometimes it doesn't stick underneath and then it's a little floppy. So we're going to secure that area by taking a glue dot, and my bow is going to go right about here. So I'm going to lift this up and I'm going to put this right there and make sure this is straight. Okay, now we know it's going to go there because it's going to hold. So we're going to just take it, and sometimes I like to do two of them, just kind of right next to each other, just to make sure. Oh, except I just put it underneath where my little tail is at. So let's do another one. I put it under my little tail instead of on top. Okay, so we're going to come in here, and I'm going to do it a little sideways because we don't need it sticking all the way out. And then we are going to, you can cut your tails however short or long you want them. Okay, there we go. All right, so there is my, this one's getting kind of weird. Okay. Okay, this one keeps coming in, and I think it's the way it was stuck. So I'm going to take another glue dot, and I'm going to just kind of fold it. And then I'm going to move this little guy out and put it right underneath so my bow stays where it's supposed to. There, that's better. And now I don't want this hanging on my snowman, so I'm gonna cut this one a little bit, and now I'm happy. Okay, so we did that. Now, thank you guys. Oh, Felicia, it's okay. You can rewatch it. All right, so now I'm going to use the blue adhesive, and oh, I'm going to go ahead and add my sentiment first because it looks like this big old empty space right there. And we're going to do dimensionals right there. And I'm going to use the larger ones. All right, so I don't need to really align my snowflakes up, but I'm just going to kind of make sure I fill that hole right here, I think. So I'm going to lay it down, and I am really good with right there, so that's good. All right, so now we're going to do our little blue ones. I have so many large ones left, but I just like the little ones. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ideally, it should go there, but there's, I kind of, I think last time I put one on here, but I did that there. I didn't put one up here, but that's going to be on top of the ribbon. I think I'm just going to put it right here. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 of those. All right. And now I'm looking like, what else did I have missing? Now, at this point, I honestly was thinking that I could put, you know, glimmer on their noses, you know, like Winkastella or something. And then I was like, all right, Marcie, just stop. Because I already have bling here. I think the ribbon is blingy. The stones are blingy. So let's just bring this in. Got a lot of bling going on. Janet. You know what I have to do sometimes is on my phone. Just put a reminder, a little pop-up. And if you're able to, that's great. If not, at least it's there when you can watch it back. But I love chatting with you guys. All right, so there's our inside. And I did pop this up. So we will, ooh, that one came off with, all right, well, we'll just do that. Oh. So we're going to do a drawing in a minute, and this is going to be last video I told you guys. If you go back and comment, which so many people did, I really, really appreciate it. So we are going to do a drawing for those people that did. All right, there we go. So there is our card. And so don't forget when you're coloring, just kind of take your time. It's relaxing. Like I said, try not to use a whole bunch of different colors. Kind of try and tie them in. Are you every Sunday at what? At noon Pacific time. So right now for me it's 1 o'clock. So I've been on for an hour. So 1 o'clock. 12 o'clock on Sundays, and I do 2 o'clock on Tuesdays. If you are on my Facebook page, which is Marcie Beseckerdesigns, Marcie Beseckerdesigns, I try to put a reminder that says going live in a half hour or going live in an hour or, you know, whatever. So that might be a thought that you could do, is check into that. And then that way, it's a little reminder that I'm going on. Also on YouTube below, if you click subscribe and then click the bell and choose all. And so as long as you have your YouTube open and on and you're signed into your Gmail, that should pop up and remind you. So hopefully that helps. Felicia, it would. It definitely would. And I have those glaze pins too, which work really nicely too for stuff like that. So that might be something I want to try. All right. Also, quick reminder, it is August. Happy August, everybody. So this is my new host code. So I would really appreciate when you do order from me, if you can put this host code in. And if your order is over $150, then please do not put my host code in, because I want you to get the benefits. I'm trying to read you guys and get caught up here. So I hope you guys enjoyed the card. I hope you'll join me with my paper share. It is going to be, hockey, that's a really good idea. That is a cute idea. I'm trying to be a little more simple and not get crazy, because I tend to want to do more all the time. And I know a lot of people don't have all of the products. So I kind of have tried not to get too crazy, but I know you guys know me, so that's not so easy. Thank you, you guys. So again, paper share, I am ordering on Tuesday at midnight, or whatever time I can do it. Last time it was kind of early, so don't tell people. But I went on and ordered immediately. I'm going to expedite my order so that it will get here the next day. I will get it all cut up. I'm going to put your paper in the 6x6 pouches with a label and the name of it and the number, and it'll have my name on it. You'll know where you got it from. And then that way you can play with your paper, take a look at it, and decide which paper might work for you, or what what you want to buy the whole package of, because sometimes you just don't need it all. I'm not a big Halloween person, but I have to say that this is just the cutest paper ever. So and there's a punch, so yeah, Halloween's coming, so I'll be doing that soon. And then also bingo. I have bingo on August the 14th at 3 o'clock, and that is going to be a lot of fun. If you sign up now and pay even up to the day of the 14th, that's fine. It just helps me prep for the class and for your kits. And so what happens with bingo is you will get all of the kits that I create cards during bingo, and then you can win some amazing prizes, and we have a lot of fun. So to register, you're going to go to events and classes, and on events and classes, it's going to have the paper share there. It's going to, and the registration form is within the page, so you'll get information and you can register. There's also a link to pay, or if you come back, you can always go to the shop and then look for the paper share or bingo, and you could pay there. That is through PayPal, and I do pay the fees and the whole bit, so just pay through there. And then, so it's just like invoicing, but it's already there, kind of. That's how it works. And I also have retired items in there I'm selling, so if you're interested, you can check that out. You know, there's some really cute cards. Hockey, I don't really do Halloween, but I do have 2 grandchildren now, and they love anything I send. So I'll definitely be doing some really cute Halloween treats. And I'm wanting to start to do some retirement facilities in my area, some nursing homes. And so I wanted to do little treats like that. So it'll be a lot of fun. I just need to get myself busy and do it. All right, so we're going to have a drawing. So I mentioned before on the last video that I have some giveaways. This is the one I'm doing today, and it is US only. I'm sorry, so if you're not US, last time I did non-US was included. This time it's just US. And I had asked you to go and make a comment on a video, and a lot of you did. So we're going to do a drawing here. I want to make sure I'm not missing anything else before the drawing. Let me think. I'm looking at all my stuff. I would really appreciate if you guys would like and subscribe and share. That really helps my channel. We can look at our analysis, and 50% of my viewers are subscribed. So I have a lot of people that aren't subscribed. So if you subscribe, you will get a notification when I post, and it'll come in your email. It'll pop up when I'm live, and you can ignore it. You don't have to watch it at that time, but it just kind of lets you know. And it also keeps my address on your left side in your subscriptions, so that you can just click on it right there and find it easily. So I'd really love if you do that. That does help my channel a lot and kind of keeps it current and to the top, and other people can find it. So I would really appreciate that. If you guys go to my blog and subscribe there, what I do after this video, I will take this link. It'll go into my blog. There'll be a little more details there, all the highlights and updates and things that are going on. And you can find everything there, including the link to my video. So even though you won't get a notice until tomorrow morning that my video that I posted, it will most likely be up there tonight, because I usually have it ready to go. Thank you very much, Hockey. I appreciate that. All right, so let's do the drawing. We are going to switch over here, and I have to switch over here. It's kind of a weird deal. So choose from comments. I'm on the right video. Here we go. Paula Lofton is our winner. Oops, where'd my page go? Paula Lofton. Did you guys see that? Uh-oh, hold on. Oh, I switched screens, that's why. You guys are just seeing all my screens. Sorry about that. So Paula, you are the winner. So Paula, I'm going to need your address, and I will comment back to you on the video and let you know. So let me write that down. I know I switched screens. I hope you guys saw it. I was trying to get back to this page. Ugh. When you go from the program I use into my regular screens, it's kind of weird. All right, so let me write that down. Paula Lofton. If she is not in the US, I will draw again on Tuesday. So hopefully, if anybody knows Paula, let her know she is a winner and she needs to message me. All right. So I am going to be doing a special drawing during bingo. So there will be a very special extra prize for everybody. So not only if you win a bingo, but everybody can go into this special drawing. So if you are on bingo, you will be included in this, and it's going to be a fun time. All right, everybody, if you don't have any questions, I'm going to let you go. I'm just trying to look, make sure I didn't miss anything. All right. Oh, come back on this video if you would and leave a comment on what you would like to see me craft with on Tuesday, because I do not have a plan yet. So if you could post today and let me know, because tomorrow is my craft day, then I can get something together for Tuesday, because right now I'm going to go eat my leftover teppanyaki, and then I'm going to give this card away. If you guys are still here, I know it's last minute, why not, right? Okay, so I'm going to pick a number. If you guys are still here, so let's see, like 14 people dropped off, but that's okay. All right, so the number I am going to choose is between, how many people are on here? Oh, okay, let me adjust. Another paper. Okay, between 1 and 43. So start commenting. Let me know your number and just keep going until I see the number. And you will get this card. So just keep putting a number. Everybody post a number. I'm waiting. I see one number, so it's probably taken a little while. There we go. There we go. Here the numbers are starting now. Keep going. Keep going. I'm looking. There we go. There we go. Deborah Otteson. Deborah Otteson. It's number 3. Ta-doo. Deborah Otteson was the first number 3. Deborah Otteson. So Deborah Otteson is the winner of this card. Woohoo! You get the card, Deborah. So please message me. You can go to my blog, marciebeseckerdesigns.com. There's a contact me. You can go to marciebeseckerdesigns. You can message me through there. And you can send me your address and I will get this out to you. If you want it signed, let me know. I can leave it blank also. So just let me know. And I will get that out. Yay! You are welcome. All right, everybody, I think we are done. Have a great rest of your day, and I will see you on Tuesday at 2 o'clock Pacific time. Don't forget to sign up for my paper share. It ends on Tuesday, and I have to order it. Thanks, Felicia. And I will see you Tuesday. Bye, everybody. Thank you, Hockey.